For me, I think I find the beauty in diamonds comes from their uniqueness and how they look different from one another. And so for someone like me who spent years all day, every day looking at white diamonds and they all look the same, it was perplexing to me that we all choose different people that we find attractive and beautiful for different reasons, yet we're all wearing the same engagement ring. In the past, these stones would have been ground up, and we're sort of changing that and taking these unwanted gems and turning them into some of the finest, most beautiful jewelry that can be made today. So I'm a gemologist. I've worked with diamonds for 30 years now. From being a diamond grader at GIA to working with their competitor, EGL USA. And I really believe that all diamonds are beautiful. So being a gemologist, it just gives me, I think, a different appreciation for gems. I mean, I really love the stones, and it's about the stones. It's the flaws or the inclusions, the things that give each diamond its character and its life. You're talking about characteristics that are inherent to that stone, and they're meant to be there, and they're beautiful. And so what we're doing here is trying to highlight that. We're taking that beautiful product and highlighting how beautiful it is. So almost everything is diamond that I make, but we're not using your traditional white diamonds that everybody's used to seeing on an everyday basis. So we're taking the less common or uncommon diamonds, and we're using things like diamond slices and rustic diamonds. You're trying to say something with a piece of jewelry. You're trying to make some sort of a statement or a comment with the choice that you've made of a gift. Our job is to take that very special occasion and try and make it into something that isn't going to just be wonderful and beautiful and important on the day that it's given and received, but 150 years from now, when it becomes this special something that is way more than just a piece of jewelry. So I was born in Venice and raised in Venice Beach, California. And it's a very big part of Boudov. It's a very big part of who I am as a person, as a designer. I love the beach. I can't live without being at the beach. So I've lived overseas many, many years of my life, but anywhere else I've ever lived, it's always been at the beach. I don't know if you can see, I'm barefoot, and it's rare for me to wear shoes, and I'm not a big makeup or hair or even jewelry wearer. You can see like what I'm wearing today. It's a plain bangle. I'm wearing a kick-ass 7-carat diamond though, so I always feel fancy, and you know, some cool earrings, and that's sort of my kicks, what I do, my jive. So yeah, it all begins with the diamonds, and I purchase the stones, and then I do spend a lot of time sitting with them. You notice when you came, they're all sitting out all over everywhere. And I like that because I like to look at them. And I usually sketch out the stone, I trace it, and I'll start picking other little diamonds. So I'll just pick one from that box and pick one from this box, and that's how the piece will begin to grow. And then I get a really good idea in my head of what I'm trying to create, and that's when I take everything to the jeweler and I sit down with my jeweler, and then we'll talk about the gauge, or how heavy we want the piece to be, what kind of feeling I want the piece to convey. Every piece will have a different story behind it. Sometimes we'll just go directly to carving a wax, and sometimes we do it on a computer, and then the computer can carve an actual wax that is the actual size of the piece that we're making. With that little wax, we're able to drop the stones in there and get a really good idea of what this complex piece is going to end up looking like. It really gives us a fabulous sense of the scale and size and dimension and feel of what the piece is going to look like. So about 7 years ago, my home was burglarized, and I lost everything jewelry-wise that was important to me. So pieces that belonged to my great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, my clients, my pieces from my husband, I lost everything. And that's what birthed this line of jewelry that I make now. So from bad things come good things. But it was very important to me that everything have great intention and be made for longevity and to be in the family for generations to come. Those were my favorite pieces. Those were the pieces that I love to hold and remember my grandmother wearing, and they're the pieces that have value, and all I can do is design pieces that I want to wear. So it's a very personal line.